Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Over the past week or so, we've seen several new updates happen for Call of Duty. Some of them were in-game updates. Some of them, weirdly enough, are actually out-of-game updates. Some of them reveal some exciting news, some good news here and there. Others are a bit more concerning. We've got a bit of a balance of everything here today. In-game updates, out-of-game updates, good news, bad news. Lots to break down though. Starting first with a new update that was actually pushed live yesterday. Of course, natural COD timing just after I ended up going through and uploading our patch notes video from yesterday. COD updates said, okay, Zach's posted, let's go ahead. Let's put out the tweet now. They do say within Warzone, a new update's now live. We've addressed an issue causing the ammo satchel to drop from eliminated players in Battle Royale. If you've been paying attention to some of the loot as of late, players have started to see the ammo satchels, which of course were a thing with the Black Ops 6 Warzone integration for Urzikstan, Area 99 Rebirth, etc., dropping in game. However, Call of Duty specifically said when Verdansk was coming back, that satchel system was going away. We're only going to have the classic satchels to get you 8 plates, right? So we started seeing these ammo satchels pop up more and more. I actually had a game the other day where I took somebody out. It's like, wait a second. There's an ammo satchel there. That's not supposed to be there. Picked it up, and sure enough, I can have all the extra ammo and extra munitions and everything there, which a lot of players are more so against because it does lead to a lot of potential spam in certain situations. So to keep with that classic sort of Warzone 1 feel, that OG Warzone feel, that ammo satchel feature has now been fully removed from Verdansk and from Battle Royale there. So no chances of running into that, unless of course it bugs again in a future update, which is certainly possible. We also got some new multiplayer news courtesy of Detonated, saying there is now a better look at the WMD map potentially coming as a remaster for Black Ops 6. Obviously, every single seasonal update we see with season 4, 5, 6 going forward, we're probably going to continue to see the trend of 1 to 2 remastered maps coming to the game per season. That's sort of the precedent they've set throughout season 1, 2, and 3 so far. And on Avalon, as we've seen before, there is actually a layout that lines up nicely with WMD, and it seems like now after the firing range update was added in, we've seen some other remasters like Hacienda also on Avalon as well. WMD would be next up, if you will, in that list, since it's all the greater Avalon area. Now obviously it's not rendered at all, of course, but you can see this is clearly the layout of WMD. By going into theater mode and going into free cam, like for instance outside of firing range, outside of some of the other multiplayer maps that take place in Avalon, you can zoom out, fly around the map, and actually see the layouts of places like this, which is pretty cool. So sort of like a secret tease, if you will, that WMD is likely going to be coming as a remaster in a future seasonal update here. Unfortunately, Avalon still yet to be seen within Warzone. May never see it based on the leaks and rumors that we have from like the Ghost of Hope and whatnot, saying it's been shifted to a zombies map for Black Ops 7, but nonetheless, we do have that to look out for, potentially for a future seasonal update here in BO6. Now, like I said, unfortunately, not every single update today is great news or an exciting new reveal or teaser. There is actually some concerning news that surfaced this week as well, and also a bit of, lack thereof when it comes to information regarding another pretty distinct and major issue going on in game that I want to bring up here, bring some awareness to as well where possible. But quick reminders, we go through all the details and everything here today. If you guys enjoy the video, you find the info helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. Really does help share the video around to new viewers. And if you happen to be one of those new viewers, or maybe you just have not subscribed yet, we should change that each and every single day. This is the place to be to stay up to date with everything going on in COD, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. So earlier this week, we actually got some pretty surprising news about a shift in directors, essentially, within Warzone and at Raven Software, the lead devs for Warzone, as Ted Timmons, if you're an active viewer here on the channel, we've talked about Ted for years now because he's been one of the most in-tune developers that I've ever personally known for Call of Duty when it comes to the community. Ted Timmons did announce that he's actually leaving Raven Software and Activision, posted saying after 4 years, 5 COD titles, 40 seasons of content, and over 500 quality of life updates geared towards Warzone, my time on Warzone has come to an end. It's been a truly incredible journey, but now I take off the hat and return to the community I come from. And to the community, wow, what a journey indeed. I appreciate the dialogue, and as much as I would have liked to have been able to speak to you more frequently, I thank you for your belief in the game, and when there wasn't always a belief, I thank you for your trust and your feedback. I'm sure I'll share more fond memories at some point later, as it's hard to express the most sincere gratitude in a few tweets, but for now, an exciting new chapter awaits. Bravo 608 going dark. So with this, why is this concerning? Well, Ted was the creative director essentially at Raven and largely responsible for a lot of pretty significant updates in Warzone over the past 4 years. And the reason that I find this the most concerning is that, as I mentioned, he was one of the most in-tune devs that I've seen when it comes to engaging with the community and truly trying to make the experience better for the player. And that's not to cater to, you know, the creators and the streamers. That seems like people assume they do a lot, but that just makes zero sense from a business standpoint. You don't cater to the 0.01%, you cater to the massive audience, and that's what the casual player base is. And Ted was very aware of that, trying to find the balance of, oh, what are we going to have players that are new to the game, maybe not as good, enjoy, but still find areas where good players can excel and also get something out of it as well. And so I'm really interested in seeing what the future of Warzone has in store now that Ted has stepped away, because like I said, he was responsible for a lot of really significant updates and a lot of very positive updates, especially as of late. You know, the return of Verdansk, basically revitalizing and reviving Warzone. Ted was a huge part of that, and some of the large updates that we've seen before that have been you know, big turnarounds in the game, Ted was a part of. So huge shout out to Ted, very cool guy, one of the most passionate devs I've ever had the chance to speak to, and I'm pretty bummed to see that he is stepping away. Hopefully whoever fills his shoes next sort of carries on that same mindset, because if not, I am definitely a little bit concerned with that direction of Warzone, but really only time is going to tell for that. And then briefly beyond that, I do want to take a quick look at the Trello boards. We really haven't seen many updates here as of late. We're going to look at the global one here, then also the Warzone one, with a few things that I've been seeing a lot of questions and a lot of concern about. So initially, yes, as you can see here on the global Trello, there is still a full fix scheduled for fixing the slide to prone behavior that's currently not working on slide only or hybrid, impacting a ton of players. See a lot of questions, a lot of concern. Hey, they said they were going to fix this. When's it going to get updated? Did they forget about it? Basically, because they tweeted earlier on this season saying later this season we'll have a fix for it, we can't fix it right now. Presumably that means this likely won't end up getting fixed until season 3 reloaded. Now, there's a chance we do see a random update go out that does address this, but I feel like we also probably would have seen that happen already, considering we've seen several patch note updates drop since this was originally addressed and listed as fixed scheduled. So there is some concern there. Unfortunately, that seems like it could take another week or two to actually fully be updated and fully fixed. And then beyond that, an issue that you actually won't see here on the global Trello board or over here on the Warzone Trello board is how this game is almost unplayable to a certain extent on current AMD setups. AMD 7000 series setups here have had major issues since the launch of season 3. If you go on Reddit, if you look on social and you're an AMD user probably looking this up, you're going to see there are dozens and dozens of posts saying, hey, I have an AMD 7000 series card and the game is just stuttering like crazy, it's hitching like crazy, and there is no mention of this issue getting addressed at all. Now, that said, I do have certain contacts at Activision that I can reach out to for certain things, and I have forwarded the information behind this issue to them saying, hey, I'm seeing so many comments, so many posts about this, just want to make sure this is on your radar. So hopefully that does help push for a fix as well, but did want to address that because I've seen comments on almost every single video I've posted since the launch of season 3 saying, hey, any news on the AMD issues, any issues on the 7000 series stuttering, you know, what's going on here? Are they planning on fixing this? No real info to go off of, which is pretty alarming considering how many players that's impacting and how drastic of an issue it is, where, like I said, the game just stutters at a constant rate and essentially makes it unplayable. So really hoping that that is addressed here soon as well. But that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this video. If you enjoyed it, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, you want to guarantee every day you're in the know for all things going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.